This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, Nigerian Army begins one-week combat support arms training for senior officers in Port Harcourt. Rivers State government to hand over equipment to support the army. Allegations of extortion, harassment trail protest over bad state of LMA Road as protest enters its third day today. On the foreign scene, Sydney extends lockdown as other Australian cities reopen. In business, CBN bans sales of forex to bureau de change operators. I am Ifiemi Andrew. The Nigerian Army has started a one-week combat support arms training COSAT for senior officers in Port Harcourt. Declaring the event open at the Obiwali International Center, Port Harcourt, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, said the training will equip the military with modern skills to fight crime.
Against this background that I commend the choice of the theme for this training week, it is emphasized that this will broaden the Nigerian Army horizon in exploring better ways of emphasis on local content and indigenous technology in our equipment acquisition. In tackling the challenges of 21st century, there is need for resilience, which the Nigerian Army has proven for safeguarding and sustaining the territorial integrity of the nation. This has been made possible through joint effort with shelter services and collaboration with other security agencies in the country.
He also explained the role of the combat support arms training has played in reducing insurgency across the country.
I'm glad to observe the significant progress made by the combat support arms in patronizing local vendors. A case in point is the domestication of production of some of our equipment currently deployed for operational use. This, alongside other innovations and inventions, have further enhanced the Nigerian Army's capacity and capability at defeating the adversary. And the intelligence improving capacity and tracking methods which have led to the arrest and neutralization of many criminals are all pointers to the continuous effort of the combat support arms.
Host and commander of Nigerian Army Signal Corps, Brigadier General Abiodun Awolabi, also spoke about the significance of the week.
The Combat Support Arms Training Week is an annual Nigerian Army event that provides a platform for personnel of the Combat Support Arms to interact and exchange ideas towards enhancing their performances. Choice of this theme is in line with the federal government's Executive Order 5 on development and promotion of local content. Combat Support Arms Training Week will further afford the Combat Support Arms a platform to discuss best practices in their areas of specialization and technical skill sets needed to be more effective during conduct of operations.
Correspondent Sobiruwari reports that the theme for this year's COSAT week is building the capacity of the combat support arms towards optimizing the utilization of contemporary Nigerian Army. At the event, Governor Nyesom Wike says the Rivers State government will again hand over 11 new fully equipped armored gunboats to the Nigerian Army.
For us, the quality, operational capacity, and competence of our armed forces is contingent. That is why we have always been available to render whatever support we can give to advance the operational capability of the armed forces. As a matter of fact, the 11 new armored-rated gunboats we recently committed to procuring for the Army and Navy formations in the state are underway, and we will soon invite the Chief of Army and Naval Staff to come over and take physical possession of these gunboats as part of our contributions to strengthen the offensive and defensive operations capabilities on our waterways.
Governor Wike urged the federal government to ensure that the Nigerian Army is equipped with modern technology to fight crime.
All over the world, countries are rapidly modernizing their armies, increasing their weapon systems lethality, and strengthening the efficiency and combat readiness in response to the increasingly changing nature of the modern time battlefield. Nigeria cannot be different. Our national strategic goal in this regard, therefore, should be to create and have an entirely self-reliant defense industrial sector that is driven substantially by local technological input. This will require increasing the national defense and security budget and mobilizing adequate resources.
6 armed men were on Monday night killed when police and unknown gunmen engaged in a gun battle in Omuma Town, or East Local Government Area of Imo State. The Divisional Police Officer of Omuma Police Division, CSP Fatman Doyo, was killed in the attack. The police spokesperson for the state, Michael Abatam confirmed the incident. Omuma is the hometown of Governor Hope Uzodinma. The protest over the bad state of Eleme Road entered its second day yesterday. Heavy-duty trucks were used to block the Akbajo and Eleme refinery junctions. Spokesperson of the River State Civil Society Organization, Solomon Lenu, who is also among the protesters, while stating the demands, wondered why the federal government is not taking the construction of the road serious.
The demands are very simple. Construct the east-west road, the Ogoni section of the east-west road from Eleme Junction down to Trailer Park to the level it should be. This is by no small means, one of the hubs of the economic activity of Nigeria. For over the years, this road has been in a deplorable condition to a level that currently as we speak, across the country, there is massive infrastructural development in road construction particularly. But one will wonder why the particular road upon which 40% arguably of the economic life of this country, where it's passing through, is left in the state of deploration as it is.
Protesters carried placards and drum to express their frustration over federal government's failure to fix that section of the east-west road. They vowed to remain on the road until their demands are met.
We continue to stay on the road. In fact, we are bringing more canopies. We want to kill cow, we want to cook on the streets. We slept here yesterday and we continue to sleep here. We are not worried, we are not afraid of the military.
This is the treasure base of the nation. The wealth is there, everything is there, but it's not just working. So we came out to appeal to the federal government that they should come and fix this road for us.
We are not afraid that security people will come, and even if they come, they won't stop us until something is done to this road.
And so every day our people keep dying. Ordinarily, if you want to go to Gokana or Opobo, Bori, Calabar, a place that would have taken you 40 minutes will take you 6 hours. This is injustice. A place that would have taken you 1 hour will take you 24 hours. This is cruelty. And we cannot continue this way.
Meanwhile, some stranded residents seen trekking long distances spoke in support of the protest.
I feel very good because the road is very bad. Even though it takes us 1 week for us to trek and the road is okay, we are very happy.
Before I was even born, this issue has been there. And now, look at me, I even have babies now, still suffering the same thing. I want it to be done. As in, this one should be the last one we will suffer. We suffered a lot.
The protest is called for. Me personally, I'm willing to go through it. I live down here. I know what will pass through because of the roads. It's been hell. People have died on this road just because of negligence. I'm happy we're having it. It's painful, but we should go through the pain for a while, and hopefully they'll respond.
Meanwhile, some drivers of heavy-duty trucks have accused some of the protesters of extorting money from them on Monday night. The drivers told our correspondent that the protest is justified, but some of the protesters are using the opportunity to commit crime.
The protest, whether they protest now for our own good and for their own good too. But now the way when they use and they intimidate person. Yesterday now most of us now they can't even they use wood, they beat person. They even break some people glass.
Yesterday night, 7 guys come here and they collect some of our phone and the money. Don't like that one, but the other one protest of that load construction. We like that one, it's okay for us. Let them put the load in order.
They destroy my tire. And yesterday night, we reach here at the beginning, they collect 1,000 naira. They beat us. Nobody sleep. I don't support. Let them come do this and go. I'm not government. Let government do their road.
It's not be say we there against the protest. But what we there against? Now the tire where be say they're less. They're not less than normal. They come, they command the valve, they throw away the valve. That one are wickedness. Because not be we be the government. All of us now they suffer for the road.
IPMAN chairman in River State, Dr. Joseph Obele, also spoke on the union's position on the protest.
Considering the economic impact of the road in question, we critical stakeholders of the oil and gas sector hereby call on relevant bodies in charge of the construction of the road to, in a no distant time, commence construction or respond to the yearning of the protesters, as the protesters are insisting that until they see men and machine aside regarding the construction, they will never vacate the state road. More days without loading of petroleum products is a negative economic signal. I think you understand the implication of that. Urgent attention should be given to the east-west road, Eleme road, so that the protesters will vacate the road for loading of petroleum products.
The federal government on Tuesday announced that motorists using the Lagos-Shagamu axis of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway should consider alternative routes or be ready to follow diversion guidelines. Federal Controller of Works for Lagos State, Engineer Kayode Popola, said the 3-day diversion would last between today, Wednesday, July 28, and Friday, July 30, close to Makun in Ogun State. The chairman of Asari Toro local government area, Onengiofori George, has appealed to the traditional rulers of Kalabari ethnic nationality to caution their subjects against actions that may affect the ongoing construction of the Trans-Kalabari Road. Mr. George made the appeal during a security meeting at the council secretariat in Buguma. He condemned the action of some indigents digging graves and erecting structures on areas that are earmarked for road construction.
And we as a government is to implement what the governor have said, that we provide security so that our contractors can have enabled ground to work. Because we find out that there are several things going on, communities going in, digging graves, try to distract the work. We are not for that. So I want to let you know that as government, there is no compensation. Go and tell the community where you represent. Make sure you make a town crier. Tell them that this is a road. It will bring development for our unborn children. And I believe Kalabari people, we are peace-loving people. And I know Omekwetarama, Minama, and Gulama, all those communities, since I was born, I know that they are peace-loving people.
On his part, the Divisional Police Officer DPO in charge of Abalama Police Station, CSP Dennis Burugbara, said the security agencies will not allow anyone obstruct the ongoing construction of the Trans-Kalabari Road.
For peace to reign, immediately after we leave here today, we carry the message back home and then inform them that those things they want to do is too barbaric and that let them stop it, because the road will pass there and they will not be compensated. And if you want to stop that road, they will be arrested. They will be arrested. They can't stop that road. It's the road that the Canada people are returning for long. And so they should embrace it now. They should even secure what is on that road. They should even work with the security agencies to secure what is on that road.
Also, the Amayanaba of Omekwama, His Royal Highness King A.I. Apadikiari Horsfall, who spoke on behalf of the traditional rulers, assured that the traditional rulers will work with the security agencies to provide an enabling environment for the contractors.
This is the first time in the creation of the world that a road network like this is coming to that environment, and my community will be one of the communities that will benefit from that project. It is also a good thing that during my reign this project is coming up. Therefore, I'm giving 100% assurance that I will do everything humanly possible in collaboration with my Council of Chiefs, with my youth, the Youth Council, and the entire good people of Omekwama community will join hands together to ensure that something like that do not come up. We will not tolerate it. We will create the enabling environment. We will not allow any negative thing, anything that will jeopardize the effort of the executive governor to construct a Trans-Kalabari road which affects my community.
Our correspondent reports that the meeting was attended by heads of security agencies operating in the area, traditional rulers, chiefs, opinion leaders, and youths. The CTC in Kelga has refuted the purported suspension of members of the party in the ward and the immediate suspension of Honorable Benjamin Odigwe and others. In a joint statement signed by Amechi Cyprian Chukuma, Secretary, CTC Ward 10, and Honorable Sito C. Tasie JP, Organizing Secretary and Welfare CTC Kelga, they asked the public to disregard the news of their purported suspension and the suspension of Mr. Valentine Inyeche, Honorable Henry Amadi Wali, and Chief Simeon Amechi by one Mr. John Okbaranta and Mrs. Edith Amadi, as they lack the local standing to make such pronouncement. In the document, they announced the immediate suspension of Honorable Benjamin Odigwe, Mr. Donatus Odigwe, Honorable Chamberlain Woji, Honorable Chidi Wobodo, Mr. Chamberlain Emelnu, Mr. John Okbaranta, and Mrs. Edith Amadi from the party for their anti-party activities and gross disloyalty to constituted authorities. Still ahead, 884 new lawyers called to bar. Stay tuned. The federal government has cautioned staff against revealing classified information to unauthorized persons, stressing that severe sanctions await any such act. The Permanent Secretary, State House, Tijani Umar, handed down the caution on Tuesday while observing the administration of the official oath of secrecy on staff of the State House.
Due to deployment of staff and to retirement, we discovered that a number of our officers need to be placed under the radar so that they will be aware that the jobs that they are holding and the kind of documents or information they are holding from day to day are so important and must be safeguarded. And the breach of such documents would take away from the delivery of service. We have not had any breach. We don't anticipate to have any breach, but then it's our duty to let them understand that if there is any, that also includes after they have left government service. That will be investigated and then the appropriate punishment will be given.
The oath was administered on 37 staff of the presidency by Justice Hamzat Muazu of the FCT High Court. 884 new lawyers took their oath in a ceremony in Abuja as they graduated from the Nigerian Law School. Mr. Rhodes Vivo, retired Justice of the Supreme Court, admonished them not to conduct themselves in a manner that would obstruct or adversely affect the course of justice.
You are therefore advised to be of good behavior and abide by the ethics and tradition of the profession to avoid being brought before the committee.
The chair of the Nigerian body of benches, Olabode Rhodes Vivo, gave the update on the number of lawyers that have been sanctioned for various acts of professional misconduct in 2021.
Lawyers were disbarred. 6 lawyers were suspended, ranging from 2 years to 4 years, and 1 lawyer was admonished.
The body of benches regulates the legal profession in the country. In business, the CBN says it has ended the sales of forex to bureau de change operators. CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele was speaking during the meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee in Abuja. Emefiele said international bodies, including some embassies and donor agencies, have been complicit in illegal forex transactions that have hindered the flow of foreign exchange into the country.
Our bureau de change operators have abandoned the original objective of their establishment, which was to serve retail end users who need $5,000 or less. Instead, they have become wholesale dealers to the tune of millions of dollars per transaction. They have reneged and become somewhat greedy, recalcitrant, with abnormally high profits from these sales, while ordinary Nigerians have been left to feel the pain and therefore suffer.
He also read out some of the resolutions of the Monetary Policy Committee.
MPC voted to 1. Retain MPR at 11.5%, 2. Retain asymmetric corridor at plus 100 and minus 700 basis points around the MPR, 3. Retain the CRR at 27.5%, and 4. Retain the liquidity ratio at 30%.
In entertainment, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs says about 7,000 artifacts plundered from Benin Kingdom are expected to be repatriated by Germany to Nigeria not later than October. Permanent Secretary Ambassador Gabriel Aduda disclosed this at the inaugural Nigerian Cultural Show exhibiting Nigeria's diverse cultural heritage, sites, and traditional festivals held at the Cultural Center, Nigeria House, New York. In sports, American gymnast Simeon Biles has been praised for prioritizing mental wellness over all else after pulling out of the Olympic women's team final. The head of the U.S. Olympic team and other sports people were among those to praise Biles' decision. The 24-year-old withdrew from the event after a vote, saying she has to focus on her mental health.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Sydney's lockdown has been extended by another month as COVID cases continue to rise. Australia's largest city has been under stay-at-home orders since last June due to an outbreak of the Delta variant. More than 2,500 people have been infected in Sydney's worst outbreak this year. New South Wales, of which Sydney is the capital, reported 177 new cases on Wednesday, the most in days since March 2020. Premier Gladys Berejiklian said it was not possible for the city to exit lockdown on Friday as had been planned. On the news this morning, you heard that the Nigerian Army has begun a one-week combat support arms training for senior officers in Port Harcourt. The River State government says it's going to hand over equipment to support the Army. Allegations of extortion harassment has trailed protest over bad state of LMA Road as protest enters its third day today. On the foreign scene, Sydney has extended its lockdown as other Australian cities reopen. In business, you heard that the CBN has banned sales of Forex to Bureau de Change operators. The news was edited by Enoho Ogbevere. Contact our newsroom on 0818 900 0017. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for your time and have a great day.